Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry, and this is our Music Minute, where we look at our hymns for tomorrow that we'll be using in worship. Tomorrow is the first Sunday of Advent, the start of a new church year. We're going to go a little bit out of order, and that's going to start with the hymn of the day. That's Keep Your Lamps Trimmed and Burning, which comes to us from our new hymnal supplement, All Creation Sings. And you probably have heard this somewhere along the line. There are a lot of variations that have come along the way, and it's typically presented as a choral anthem. So you might have heard it from there. It's not often that it's sung as an assembly song. So it sounds something like this. You might have heard that, but it's a chance to sing it. So here we go as we go through this, and you'll see as you go through, this is based on the bridesmaids, the foolish bridesmaids and the wise bridesmaids, and keep those lamps trimmed because you never know when the time is coming. So this is a little jazzier version. You might have to work a little harder to hear the melody, which is why I wanted you to hear it before straight through without all the fancy stuff. So keep your lamps trimmed and burning. You can hear a little bit of it in there. It might be harder to pick out if you're not familiar with it. The next one that we're going to do is the sending hymn. And this one is one I think we do know very well. It's Soon and Very Soon. And this was written by the gospel songwriter Andraé Crouch. And the first and last stanzas are clear reflections of the writings from Revelation that we'll hear in there. André's father was a minister of the Church of God in Christ Church, and Andraé actually played for services there as a child. And he then went on to become a prolific composer of about 300 or so songs, and he has done a vocal arranging for the likes of, you ready for this? Madonna and Michael Jackson. So this is Soon and Very Soon. Our last one, we're going to move to the organ, a very different one from the two piano ones that we've done. And this is Lo He Comes with Clouds Descending, a very old hymn. It is not new. This is another of those Charles Wesley hymns, and you see just how often his name shows up in again and again and again in everything that we talk about. This is a characteristic Methodist hymn, if there ever was one. Its composer was said to have adapted what he heard whistled on the street. However, it had been in print for a couple of years before it was whistled on the street. So Helmsley is a town in northern England where Richard Conyers, a friend of John Wesley, was the parish priest. And it's been described as decorative and shamelessly jubilant. That's how they describe this hymn. The tune has actually been quite adapted since the original to what we sing today. And we'll be singing that tomorrow. So we're going to switch over to the organ to finish this up. So we'll move on over. And so Advent begins. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll look forward to meeting next week for the second Sunday of Advent. If you are joining us in person, as always, our times are 8:30 and 11 tomorrow. And if you are joining online, that is 11 o'clock now, and it is live streamed. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great night.